All right, Yogi. Now, tell us about the songwriting process for your songs. How does it work?
Sure. Um, well, for me, it's usually starts with picking up the guitar and humming melodies and playing chords. So I'm more of the music side, and lyrics tend to come after. Although once in a while, I could have like a hook line or some kind of chorus or lyric that inspires the whole song. But I would say mostly I like to just pick up the guitar and play some chord melodies and come up with that kind of stuff. Yeah, and yeah, it's like chords and melodies have always come easier to me, and lyrics just they require much more thought, and sometimes I overthink the lyrics, which is the worst. And so the best song is when it all comes out like within an hour, like everything, and that's only happened a couple times. So
And when you go in the studio, how does it work with musicians?
oh yeah, well I notice here in Croatia, people like to make info tracks, and as we call them in America, demos, of the music, and they do that like a lot too in America. Like making demos is pretty standard, but I sort of don't really bother with demos. I usually just on a memo recorder, I'll play the song and sing it on acoustic, you know, and that'll be the basis that the musicians will learn, the song from, so they can write their chart or come up with their own parts in the studio. But I just sort of feel it's a little redundant to record everything at home and then record it again in the studio. I don't know. I just so yeah. So I tend to just record a voice memo recorder on my phone with the vocal lyrics and chords, which is basically the song, and then sometimes I'll do that to click track so that we could record to that in the studio like as a basis, But usually I'll like if it's not gonna be a live situation, then we'll find the tempo, and I'll usually record like in the studio just a vocal and guitar version live to the click track, and then we'll start building on that. Like I'll do a real guitar take or acoustic take or whatever. Then we'll do like then we'll try to get into drums as soon as possible so that everything else could lock to that. But the past few years I've just been recording mostly live with my stuff, just getting guys in the room and recording, not with a click track. It just has the right energy. But yeah, vocals are always last, as most situations. But yeah, I guess that's sort of the process.